We are live. Shout out to the Dodgers game in the background here.
Welcome back to Not From Boston, everyone.
What a week.
Yeah, what a week.
A lot to talk about.
As always, I'm Bennett.
I'm Harry.
So yeah, what do we want to talk about first?
Dude, do we want to go Boston first or do we want to go MLB first? What do you think?
I think we should go Boston first.
Okay.
I think we should go Boston. Yeah.
Well, let's start with a you know what? I don't know. Where do you want to start? I feel like there's so many ways we can go here.
Let's just start with like where the team's at now. We're 2-4.
Good win today. That's what I was gonna say. First thing is
real good win to it today. I think since recording, the Sox have played. They played 4 against the Rangers.
1-3.
Yeah, one game went well.
The rest did not.
No. Offense has been anemic, and I think I was fully prepared to go into this episode talking about how, the Sox weren't hitting. How Devers and Casas and Bregman needed to wake up, and then today's game happened, and because I was traveling, we didn't get to record this until later in the day. So today's game got to happen before we could record, and I'm so glad they did.
Dude, I think 10 hits was the final number.
Yeah,
10 hits, 3 runs, right? 3 or 4?
I think it was 3.
3. So 10 hits, 3 runs.
Yeah.
Story hits his first home run. Rafael Devers, which we need to talk about at length.
Oh, thank God he started hitting again.
Rafael Devers had 2 hits, an RBI, an extra base hit.
Yeah.
Which that was where when I first kind of was like, let's see. I wanted to start with that, but I forgot that we literally finished recording last week before the season even started.
Yeah.
So there's so much to catch up on.
So, it's actually funny. I was in my Uber today from my cousin's place heading to the airport, and we immediately started talking about the Sox. And it was so funny. Like, one thing I love about Boston as a town that I think is like true in LA. I just like haven't experienced it as much, but in Boston, just like everybody's an armchair expert.
Yeah, totally.
And he was just
it's
like
a baseball town.
And he was just like, I don't think Devers like he's like, I don't think they communicated it well to Devers. Like, I think he's not in his head. He's not right. Like, it sucks that he's not hitting. And I'm like, yeah.
Which I think that's probably right. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was just really unfortunate because you could see that it was really clear that he mentally wasn't there.
He's like hurt emotionally, it seems like. Yeah.
He was not chasing bad pitches. He was just missing strikes.
Dude, he was swinging over the ball. I mean, it was like not even close. Some of the shit, he was getting blown away by like 92 mile an hour fastballs.
And I don't know if you noticed this, like his front leg, which he's always had out.
Yes, it was way out. He's very open right now. And he's moved his hands closer to, so I watched an interesting video about, like the difference between his swing in spring training last year versus this year.
Mm-hmm.
His hands, where he's holding the bat, because he's left-handed, it was positioned typically last year closer to his left ear, and now it's right in the middle of his head. It's like really in the middle of his body, so he's not getting as extended.
Right.
And you're right, he's way more open. His leg is super, which to me signals he's trying to pull the ball every time. He's trying to hit a home run every time.
He's always swinging so hard, and something that I think like we've noticed before when we've just seen them play in person is that like sometimes Devers doesn't keep his head in. He brings his head out, and that kind of, it makes it hard for him to have control over the bat, But today I think not yesterday because he didn't play yesterday, but on Monday he looked a little bit more there. He was fouling more balls off. It just like
he slowly started putting it together.
But today was today was a really good sign because like he hit that ball hard. He hit it. It was a double that first at bat.
Yeah,
I guess that was his second at bat. And then his second hit of the game was he went oppo, which I guess is like also a good sign. So hopefully the power kind of comes back soon. But today was a great.
We'll start with a hit.
Step.
Yeah, we'll start with hits. But we do need to talk about how bad that start is historically.
Yeah.
I think that's the worst start historically. One of the worst starts there's a qualifying amount of at-bats and a qualifying, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's, let's just say for like a top player in a system, in a club, that's like historically the worst start ever.
Yeah, he's had more strikeouts this season
than Tony Gwynn had in his entire career. It's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Was he what was the deal? Was he 0 for 16 with 10 strikeouts, or was it 16 strikeouts? Was he in the 20s with 60? I can't remember the exact number.
So he was 0 for 22 before he got his first hit.
And I think he had 16 strikeouts, right? Was that
Yeah.
the number? Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, I really just think it was like a mental thing. I really think that was like because he didn't play any spring training games. He was just on the backfield, just trying to get his shoulder right. There's that whole debate about, moving off of third base. Now that he's got it hit, like, you could see how happy he was.
Oh, dude, he
second.
was geeking. I haven't seen that smile in a week
So
now.
I'm hoping that lights a fire, and he can just, like, kind of go off from there. And it's also just great to see, like, the rest of the offense. Kind of today I was like, oh, yeah, when we hit the ball, like, we win games. Like, it's just that simple. Story, that home run, for one, like, terrible pitch by Eflin.
Yeah, who's a good pitcher.
Yeah. But, I mean, a 79-mile-an-hour ball that breaks over the plate like that.
Not going to work.
No.
Interesting thing about to know, it's always so funny at the beginning of the season. Story came in hitting under 100, and after today, he's hitting 275 with like a 750 OPS.
Yeah.
It's amazing how that happens.
It's the fun of, like, the beginning of the season. And, I mean, that's the thing is, like, I'm not at all, like, I think I'm definitely less panicked now, but I wasn't really panicked before either, because this is not last year's team. Like, we're going to get it together.
Yeah, I think, and I think when you can hand the ball to someone who's going to go 8 innings and strike out 8 guys, that's pretty nice.
That's why you hand him $170 million,
which is such. So the Red Sox have gone in 1 year from a team that seems like they don't even show up to the winter meetings, to now seemingly the shrewdest and best, well-run business. I can't speak. Best run businesses in baseball. One of the best run businesses in baseball.
I mean, I would not have guessed. I would have expected that Garrett Crochet's extension started with a 2, not a 1.
Yeah, I think it's actually, when you look at the AAV, though, I think it's like 28, 29 million, right? I think it's 28 million.
28.3.
Yeah.
But what's great about it is with that deal, so that deal doesn't start until next year.
Right.
Which means that he has an opt-out after 2030. And that opt-out, actually, it's interesting. That opt-out goes away if he goes down on the injured list for 120 days or more. So, like, if he has another Tommy John or something.
Yeah, and then I know you put this down, but I saw the club option as well. There's a
that's if the opt-out goes away.
Right.
But I mean, it's a great deal. It eats into his when he would be a free agent, and he'll be I think 31 when the so it's a great deal. 6 years.
It's hard to complain about making $28 million and being in a competitive ball club.
And he's great, and he absolutely
shoved
today. It was I'm not surprised. I mean, there was no need for him to do a complete game, but I was really impressed to see him go as deep as he did, because I don't feel like Cora really lets guys do that.
No, and I think they said that was his. I know 103 was the most pitches he had ever thrown. I don't know what he threw today, but I know he was coming up close to it.
He got to. I think he got to like 102. I think he got right there.
Yeah, because he had that double play, which another conversation point. The double play that ended his Alex Bregman at third base.
Oh, it's so nice.
I mean, we haven't had this in 7 seasons. Like, we haven't had sure-handed fielding at third base since 2015,
during
2014.
The games against Texas, he was stealing ground balls from Hamilton.
Yeah, I know.
Like, he was,
because he is a middle infielder, I think, by trade, technically.
Yeah, he such a talented guy. I mean, I can't wait for his bat to get hot. I think that is definitely going to be important. But in the meantime, that glove is just like, I'm so happy that he's there.
Yeah,
it's great. We got to talk about the kid.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Christian Campbell. Also,
another extension signed.
Yeah, but also the way he was hitting today,
dude, slamming it.
The fact that he was taking balls, hitting balls hard, opposite field for extra bases, and the pitch is coming in on the inside like that. He's hitting it. It almost looks like he's getting jammed, and he's hitting it the opposite way.
Yeah.
So talented.
He's a professional hitter. He's a very professional second baseman.
Yeah,
he looks great at second base.
Yeah, so that deal, Christian Campbell got his extension. He's been a major league player for, I guess, 6 games now.
6 games, yeah.
And he's been signed to an 8-year, $60 million deal.
Very team-friendly for the Red Sox, because this guy's going to be a stud.
$2 million signing bonus. There are club options for years 9 and 10. and those years would be like 19 and 21 million. So, in theory, this deal could could evolve from 8 years, 60 million to 10 years, 100 million. Either way, like, what a steal from like a guy who, like, honest to God, he gets compared to Mookie a lot,
Yeah.
but like has that kind of talent. We gave him the same contract basically that we gave Ceddanne Rafaela,
Which is unbelievable. Love Ceddanne Rafaela,
No,
but
for sure,
they're not
but-
comparable at all. Like,
yeah. I
Christian
mean,
Campbell's a guy that you're going to think when he's at his peak of his powers is going to be top 5 MVP kind of player,
Yeah.
you know?
and it is also, I think, good because it sets for, you know, Anthony and Meyer, who are, by the way, lighting up Worcester.
Lighting
Like-
it up, and Shohei Ohtani with a base hit.
Yeah,
Absolutely smoking it.
I think like this also kind of sets the template for what their extensions would look like, and that'll also just save them a ton of money. I think,
Yeah.
going forward as well. So it's a great deal. By the way, I know you're not on Twitter, but Tony Mads on 98.5 after opening day was like, you know, running his mouth of like, he doesn't look ready for the big leagues.
Who did he say about Christian Campbell?
Yeah. But in game 2, Campbell hits that his first
Yeah.
home run, and MLB tweets out the video of him hitting his first home run, and then in quotes they says, he doesn't look ready for the big leagues, Mike. Like, they call out Tony Mass.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Which, let me just say about that home run. That's a big boy home run right there. That's a fast inside pitch that he turned around and extended all the way through and hit to one of the deepest parts of the park. That's a big boy home run.
Speaking of home, like, we also, I mean, I can't believe we've skipped over Wilyer Abreu and all
I
of
was
this.
just about to say, so this is, look, it's early in the season.
Yeah.
I'm giving myself my flowers right now because back in like January in our first episode, I was like, the breakout player this year is going to be Wilyer Abreu. That guy's a dog, man.
Yeah.
He looks good. I know it's too early and like, you know, anything can happen, but what a series in Texas. What's the deal with that guy hitting in Texas?
I don't
There's
know.
something in the water there that he likes because
Also, it's very funny because I've been like, you got to trade Wilyer Abreu, and
Yeah,
now
you
I'm like,
can't.
I don't think we can.
no, he's the only guy that's been on base every single game.
Yeah.
He walked today, but he's been on base every game.
Yeah. Well, no, I think Campbell has too. Campbell is, technically speaking, Campbell has a 6-game hitting streak.
Yes, that's true because in the first game he didn't get a hit. Yeah.
But yeah, Wilyer, I mean, it's impressive just given that he didn't really have a ton of time playing in the spring.
He's got dad power, dude. He had twins.
Yeah.
He has
No,
dad
that was
power.
funny. The last time he was in Texas and hit 2 home runs, it was when his
Grandmother died. Yeah.
And then he has twins, comes back and hits a pair of home runs in Texas. I mean, fuck, I guess if we see Texas in the playoffs, I guess we just kill his dog.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know. I don't know. Do something horrible to him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's great.
And he looks really comfortable and even today he was 0 for 3, drew a walk, but he looks really confident.
Yeah.
And he has a cannon in right.
His defense is outstanding.
It's I mean, I know he won a Gold Glove. This isn't anything new, but like I noticed little things like he picks the ball up and immediately makes a perfect throw. Like he doesn't have to take a huge crow hop. He doesn't have to like really think about anything. He's just like he's automatic, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty amazing. I think watching even just we're 6 games into the season, watching this team compared to last year's team, where every time there was a ball in play, like you kind of like hold your breath because you don't know if the defense is going to hold up. And I just don't have that this year. Like I'm like every guy can make that play. It's really I'm really like we're 2-4, but that so doesn't reflect the quality of baseball that we're seeing from this team.
And
right
also Texas is maybe the best team in the AL.
Right.
Baltimore is going to compete with us for the division.
Right.
Like we're not playing, people like the Yankees, which we'll get into later.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell what was going on with their pitching, but they were throwing the fucking meatball like right down the middle of the plate. So it's, we faced some really, really good teams. Milwaukee's always a good team too, but like we've seen good teams play good baseball so far. And
our bullpen has been like exactly where we want them to be. I mean,
totally.
Not giving up a single run in Texas. Whitlock looked good, as good, if not better than 2021.
Yeah, he looks solid, really good. Chapman looks really good.
Yeah.
I know, eye roll, but damn. Slayton looks good.
Yeah. And like, I think Houck didn't have a great
It wasn't his best
game.
start, no.
No, and Newcomb also didn't have a good game. I mean, Newcomb had a really interesting situation where he kept getting out of jams. Like, he kept getting out of 2-out jams, but, I mean, he was putting himself in really bad spots.
Yeah, he didn't seem to have, like, there's a difference between location and command.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to locate, but he didn't have command. I don't think he had any command of his stuff. He seemed like he was just not quite getting a grip.
Yeah.
But it's early days.
Yeah. Also, have you noticed that Connor Wong keeps coming up with runners in scoring position in 2 outs?
He's not doing anything.
I think I think given where he is in the order, I mean, part of that problem is actually I don't think him. It is him because he's not, scoring driving in runs. But part of it is that he is hitting behind Campbell and Story.
Right.
Or
Abreu,
yeah. No, I think he's hitting behind all of them.
Story, Abreu, Campbell is 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, and then right, and Wong's 8. So he's hitting behind. So like, I think the question is like, again, it's like early, and so maybe it's like too early to think about these things. But I wonder if Cora is thinking like, oh, maybe actually I drop Wong to 9 and like move
Sedon up 1.
Yeah, because Sedon Rafael can
He's good. He had a good hit today. Yeah, but I think they're using him. There's a theory which I'll be honest, I've never really subscribed to it, but the second leadoff theory.
That theory, I think, I remember first learning about the theory, and that theory really worked well for us in 2018 because we had JBJ and then Benintendi.
Right.
And like that was a really. But
both of whom are just completely irrelevant now. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. We used to do that in high school ball. We would have like the fastest kid who got on base a lot would lead off, and the second fastest kid who also got on base would hit 9th. But like, if you're batting 9th, you're not going to get a lot of at bats.
Yeah,
I don't really understand like what the point of that is.
And also like when we do. I mean, one of the few problems that we have right now is that we are not scoring with runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
We're not driving in those guys. So I think, like having a second leadoff guy, like is that in theory might work, but like it's kind of like cutting off your nose to spite your face. Like we should just.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Let someone who might be more capable of driving those runs.
Yeah, I think the guy that's least productive should be hitting 9th in the order.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be like, oh, well, speed and this guy, if the 8th hitter gets out and the 9th hitter, then it's 9, 1, 2, 3. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to score runs or not,
I think that's right. I also
especially because Willier's getting on base at like a 700%. Like his on base percentage is crazy. He's on base like every other time.
Yeah. No, I mean it's the like middle/bottom of our order has been really good.
Yeah.
And I think I'm waiting for Duran and Bregman and hope like to kind of catch up and hopefully
and
for
Casas.
And yeah,
Casas had a hit today, but slow start.
I was pretty happy to see that. At least I think it was either his first or his second at bat where he struck out swinging. He chased a bad pitch up, which I thought was great because I think he's been taken a lot of 2-strike counts and it's been biting him.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see him like get a little uncomfortable and go after and be a little more aggressive in those counts.
Yeah, I mean when you're looking for those first few hits, like Devers, we could see it too. You're just kind of doing anything to have a good at bat. So Devers, I felt like for the first few games, especially once it hit like 0 for 10, 0 for 11, and people started talking, he's having a bad couple games. He started looking at a lot of pitches, and it seemed like he was swinging just to foul stuff off. Like he was like, please God, let me just take a walk. I just want to get on base. Like, and that's a really tough position to be in. And that's the hardest thing about this sport, especially being in a big market like Boston where the fans will get on you quick is there's a lot of quick anxiety where you start making bad decisions. Like, I just got to get on base. They're not looking to hit the ball anymore.
Yeah. But I think with Casas, it's like, dude, you're sitting in the cleanup spot.
Yeah. You got to swing the bat.
Like you
swing.
I know that he feels really strongly about his zone, and I feel like he knows his zone well. But it's like I don't. That's not what we're here. That's not what we're here for. We don't care. You gotta just put the ball in play.
Because I think he only has on our notes here 1 hit. He had a hit today, so he has 2 hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to bring attention to something that we didn't talk about, which I really thought about today. Our base running is horrible.
Oh my God, dude! Bregman getting picked off today sucked.
And Story taken off for second on a ball that was like a grounder up the middle.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, if you're Jaron Duran, yeah, sure.
Yeah, Story's fast, but not like that.
But not that fast. No, that was.
And we've made a couple other rounding the base a little too big, like a couple things that I've noticed that I'm like the base running. That's the type of thing. Again, it's super early, but there's a great Chris Rose quote from last year when I was listening to his what do they call their show? Him and Trevor.
Uh,
It's not talking baseball's the big one.
No, it's Wait, why?
Baseball Today. Baseball
yeah,
Today.
Yeah.
He was saying things that happen in April still are a part of the season. So when people are like, oh, it's okay, we lost a bunch of games, but it's only in April or May. Yeah, that still counts. So
no,
like,
well, also base running has been an issue for
a while.
Cora's Red Sox. Pretty much the whole time he's been the manager.
And that's the kind of thing, as we saw in the World Series, fundamental baseball, base running, fielding ground balls and fly balls, hitting with runners in scoring position, like basic fundamental baseball shit really matters.
Yeah, and I think
they got to get that together.
I think Cora really wants the team to be as aggressive and athletic as they can be, which I think is the right
That's great.
attitude, but
don't get picked off at first.
Yeah, you have to like be really specific about when you want to get aggressive.
Yeah, and that pickoff, mind you, was not good. I mean, that was his first move over.
Yeah,
he got picked off on the first move. That's not even the A move.
And and Bregman was totally like caught with his pants down. Like,
he was cooked.
And just like in a situation where it's like you got a guy on first, you got 2 outs, you got your cleanup guy at the plate. Like that's just
don't get picked off.
Yeah, I mean it was 1 out because I guess Bregman being out made it 2, but still, like you have to.
Is Bregman a big base stealer? Like I never pay attention to those numbers unless I know someone's like really rapid.
That's a great question.
Let me look it up.
Yeah,
I'm very curious because I was surprised to see him have that big of a lead, and I was thinking that I was like, oh, that's weird, and then he got picked off. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Let's see, stolen base. No, not at all. The most he's ever had is 17. So it's like, dude, you don't need that big of a lead, bro. Like, take a big secondary. Like, you don't need to be taking a huge fucking lead.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, the guys who, sorry, it was just really funny on the TV here with the Dodger game for a split second there. It was the media offline screen from like Adobe Suite.
Oh, geez.
So I'm like, something must have happened.
Something happened.
Oh, wait, actually, can we talk about that? Opening day, MLB TV went down.
Yes,
that was fucking outrageous. Like,
yeah.
I was so mad.
Paid $150 for this shit, and I'm using crackstreams.com.
I wasn't even mad like because I couldn't watch the game. Like I wasn't like having a tantrum about that or whatever. My mom was like, "Why are you so?" Because I was with my family. Like my mom was like, "Why are you so pissed about this?" And I was like, "Because, like." This is the exact kind of thing MLB doesn't need to have happen.
Yeah, it's not
like,
good.
On opening day, you want everyone watching your games. Like, come on. And also, like, MLB wants to, I think, they do want to handle every team's, like, TV broadcast streaming and, like, take over kind of for regional sports networks. And it's like, okay, well, you can't do that.
Yeah, that's a bad start. That's like the Oscars. As soon as everybody started watching the Oscars, Hulu went down. Yeah.
It's just like, you guys, come on. You can't be in that position.
Hey, shout out opening day, though. What a good opening day this year.
Oh,
clutch home runs. Like, we had one. The Giants had, like, a crazy clutch home run. There's just a lot of excitement.
Yeah, man. It always feels so good to have baseball back.
Yeah, it's nice to just have it on. Like, I feel like my whole life soundtrack is just like, and there's a fly ball to left field.
Yeah.
Like, I always hear it.
I'm trying to think what other, like, Sox stuff there is. I mean, again, I think Anthony... Oh, actually, did you see what Marcelo Meyer said?
Yeah.
Let's
talk about that. I like it, and I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it because... You have to be like delusionally. It's not delusionally confident. He did play well enough to get into the team, and I actually said in one of our episodes, I think he should make the team. But you have to have a lot of confidence to play Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
like there's so many guys trying to play. There's 3 different levels of minor leagues before you have to have that kind of mentality. And I think Cora said he's like, yeah, I'm glad he said that, but I don't. The way it was said seemed like it was sort of like shots fired.
Kinda, yeah. I didn't take it that way necessarily. I think because I think there's like what he said and like there's what we think he meant when he said it, which was like he said like I'm good enough to make the team, and that's absolutely true. I don't think anyone can deny that.
Mm-hmm.
But what he didn't say was I should be on the team and they made a mistake,
right?
Not putting me on the team. Like he's I think he's well aware that like he's good enough to make the team and that like he will make the team. It's just a matter of, which is what we talked about last week. Is like this is not him being on in Worcester instead of in Boston has nothing to do with him and has everything to do with the fact that the way our roster is constructed.
Yeah, and I again, like, I don't mind a confident statement from a confident player. I think that's fine.
I think it does kind of start the conversation and raise it for both him and Roman Anthony of like, where do these guys fit?
Yeah, it's tough. I was thinking about that the other day. There's not really an immediate pipeline because our outfield's really, really strong. Our middle infield's really strong.
And they're not going to be able, we can't justify keeping them in Worcester for much longer.
No.
Like, Anthony's, I think, hit 4 home runs already.
Yeah, they're destroying it. I mean, Anthony actually is the obvious choice to keep down because he's 20 years old. Yeah. Meyer's 22, and Meyer's playing like he's 26. So
yeah. Also, like, he, from everything that they reported in spring training, like, he's a clubhouse guy. Like,
yeah, for sure.
And so I think it'll be good to get him up there. I mean,
what Story's like? How many years left are on?
I believe
Story's contract. Is he has 2 more?
Double check for me, but he has an opt out that I don't think he'd take. I mean,
he's not. He's definitely gonna continue playing.
In the scenario where like Bregman opts out, I think that makes it very easy.
Which I also don't think will happen,
and I kind of hope it doesn't because I like him. But I mean, there's a scenario where like you move David Hamilton back down, you bring Meyer up, and he kind of acts as utility.
Or Hamilton gets traded.
Or Hamilton. I mean, Hamilton actually I think would make a nice trade piece.
Dude, because like Sandy Alcantara is gonna get traded.
Yeah,
there's guys that are gonna get traded this year for sure.
Yeah, and then I mean, I do think that like despite the fact that I think he's a better player so far than last year, I don't imagine Ceddanne Rafaela is a starter.
Nah.
This for the whole season just because Roman Anthony has to come back.
They'll probably put Willier in center, and
I think they would put.
Or Duran.
Yeah.
I think Willier's a better. I guess Duran's faster. He covers more ground, but Willier's a better outfielder.
Yeah.
Duran's like an okay outfielder.
He's
good.
You want Willier does so well in right that like you want him in right at Fenway.
Yeah, fair. Although I guess I think Duran led the league in outfield assists last year too.
Yeah, which I didn't know, which is cool. Oh, funny. There's an ad for the Clubhouse.
The
Netflix series about the Sox is. Yeah, that's gonna be out.
I'm so excited.
Next week.
It's next week. Yeah.
Fun. Yeah, that episode's gonna be great where we talk about this show.
Yeah.
But by the way, because I was in Boston this yesterday and today technically. And I made a point of when I went in. I specifically went to. I was like, I'm gonna start my day by going to Fenway and just like walking by to see it.
Yeah, of course.
I really like that just Fenway.
It's just in the city.
Yeah,
it's so awesome.
Yeah, we don't do that. I mean, we don't do that anymore because the stadium was built 100 years ago.
Right. I lived right by there for many years when I lived in Boston.
Yeah.
It was so cool. I would walk by there all the time. I would just go get a coffee and like walk around. It was awesome.
It's such an amazing park, and
I'm realizing in this moment what we have in the background, the Dodgers Braves game, that Raisel Iglesias is still on the Braves. I totally forgot about that guy.
Yeah,
that's a name that I just like.
He had and they got his numbers for last year.
1.95 ERA.
Yeah, 34 saves. Like that's
solid. Should we segue into Major League Baseball since we're talking other teams here? Is there anything else we need to talk Red Sox?
I don't think so.
Well, let's do this before we. What's the prediction for? So we're 1-1 with the O's. Tomorrow's gonna be.
I think tomorrow's just a must.
Yeah, win. You want to win a series early. So tomorrow would be.
Tomorrow's gonna be Houck.
I think Buehler should be too, but that's fine.
Buehler's got her home opener.
Yeah,
which I think is
that's
solid.
Like
that.
And that's also a series that we should be winning.
Oh, against the Cardinals, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a sweep. That's like should be a sweep.
Oh, tomorrow it's Houck versus Charlie Morton.
Oh, Uncle Charlie.
Yeah, 41-year-old Charlie Morton.
Still around.
I mean, yeah, I would like to see more of the sweeper from Houck. I feel like he was a little light on that.
He didn't have his best start. Again, it's another one of those he didn't have the command of his pitches that I would have liked to see, but it's early, so it's okay.
Yeah. And then Friday, it'll be Buehler. The Red Sox will have their home opener against the Cardinals.
I don't even know who the fuck the Cardinals pitchers are anymore.
Eric Fetty.
Eric Fetty? Holy crap! I remember him from Washington. That's crazy.
Yeah, he was on the White Sox last year. Got traded to the Cardinals.
Jeez, that's a tough road right there.
So yeah, Buehler versus Fetty. That game is it's 11 a.m. our time. Awesome. And then Fitz will go on Saturday, and Newcomb will go on Sunday.
So that's got to be. I mean, so it's what a 3-game set.
Yeah, and then
They got a sweep.
go to we have the Blue Jays come to town.
That's a fun series. So this is the thing that Rose was saying that I was kind of referring to. Like, these are the things I know. It's so early, but they got to sweep, and people are like, shut up, it's early. But like, yeah, you do actually have to sweep the series. Like,
the Red Sox
it's a competitive division.
The Red Sox are rarely blessed with a good schedule.
Yeah.
In fact, I mean, this month alone, where we have like one off day.
Yeah.
Every win counts,
and when it comes to October 1st, you're going to be lamenting the one game you lost at home against St. Louis when you had Walker Buehler pitching, when you're at 90 wins and you're playing the wild card series instead of winning the division. Yeah. You're going to be fucking pissed about that shit.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, 2021, Yankees, there were several. I remember that season so well. When we played them in the wild card game, they lost one game. I think it was to Colorado in a series that they really should have swept that ended up putting them as the away team in the wild card game, which we then won. It makes a huge difference.
But you know what will make a huge difference for the Yankees now?
Is the torpedo bats.
Torpedo bats. So, yeah, so like, I guess the Yankees go off in Game 2 of their series against the Brewers. They win 20-9, which is a disgusting baseball score.
Yeah, that's crazy.
9 home runs. They lead off the game, I think, with 3 back-to-back, like with back-to-back home runs.
Yeah.
Judge hits 3 home runs. And they point out that some of the players have these bats that are skinnier at the end of the barrel and get wider toward the label.
In the middle.
And every baseball fan on the internet freaks the fuck out.
Yeah. Oh, and the Dodgers take the lead. Unbelievable, dude. The Dodgers are about to be 8-0. That's so crazy.
Dude, I mean...
Oh, they tied it.
Call me when they passed the Rays from 2023. Like, that was...
Yeah. Jeez. Anyway.
Yeah.
So the torpedo bat thing... It's been, I think we texted about it at first, and I was definitely hot about it. I was like, what the fuck?
I've been all over the place emotionally about it.
Yeah. I feel fine with it now. I'm actually totally cool with it. I honestly want to get one now. We were texting about it. We should get one and just try it.
Yeah, I really am so curious.
When I found out Judge wasn't using one, that definitely, I was like, okay. Because Chisholm, I think, is the main guy. Like, that's a guy that...
I think,
yeah,
also.
And Volpe. But Chisholm's a guy that doesn't have a lot of power naturally.
Mm-hmm.
That is teeing off.
Yeah.
It's really interesting because I think pitchers, like now that I've had time to digest this, pitchers have such an advantage in baseball. Every analytic advantage goes to the pitcher.
Yeah.
Spin rates, and you can look at different swings. And, no
Sorry.
way.
We're watching the Dodger game.
That's
just
gone. Foul.
No, I think that was that foul?
Yeah, foul.
Kike
Hernandez.
Kike almost hit a bomb.
So it's tied 5-5 in the bottom of the 8th.
This is not a Dodger pod.
It's not a Dodger pod, but we love Kike. We love Kike.
That's true.
I hit one like that in my men's game the other day. Just went foul. So because pitchers have such an analytic advantage in baseball, I don't have a problem with something that gives hitters a little bit more of an edge.
Yeah. I think for me, like at first I was like, my first thought was, wow, I'm Anthony Volpe and I can't hit the ball good,
yeah,
so I'm
exactly.
going to move the
change the bat. Yeah, exactly.
Like, that was kind of my first thought, and then I was like, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
But, yeah, a friend of mine who's a Yankees fan pointed out to me that when the Brewers played the Yankees last season, the Yankees demolished them similarly.
Yes.
And so I was like, and so when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, actually that does completely change how I feel about torpedo bats. If like they also did this last year without the torpedo bats, it's like, oh, maybe it's not the bats, maybe the Brewers suck.
Yeah.
Against the Yankees.
That was my next point is like, go look at Nestor Cortez's pitches that he threw.
Yeah, Nestor Cortez is like,
he's
for a while everyone thought he was great, and
for
turns
1
out
year, yeah, he's not. But he was throwing meatballs, hanging curveballs, fucking shitty fastballs, middle.
Yeah,
like,
it is one of those things where I'm like, how did we not think of this before now? The torpedo bats.
Yeah,
like, how did we
legal.
not think of moving?
Well, so here's the thing. Again, I've done a lot of deep dives. They've been around for 3 seasons.
Yeah,
they've been in use. I think Lindor had used one last year.
Lindor, Nico Horner.
Horner, yep.
Ryan Jeffers, I think.
They've been around.
Yeah. So I think now they're just going to become really popular, which is fine. The Braves, I think, have ordered their own stash of them.
Oh, we dropped it. Yeah. And I saw the Red Sox. Bregman used one today.
Yeah, Bregman used one today. He used it to miss.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So it's like, it's unlike steroids where you get like such a competitive advantage because you have faster bat speed, and when you make contact, like your BABIP, your batting average with balls in play is gonna be so much higher because you're gonna find more gaps and hit the ball over people's heads. Like you gotta hit the fucking ball with a torpedo bat to make it work, you know?
Now, like, so I mean, and I was explaining like what torpedo bats were to my cousin, who he does like, I won't actually say where he works, but like his job is very much reliant on data and data collection and innovation. And I told him about this torpedo bat thing. He was like, "That's fucking awesome."
Yeah,
like it is impressive. Like the nerds at MIT.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But I think for now it's like, okay, we're gonna start using torpedo bats, or some people are gonna use torpedo bats. For some hitters, I mean, you were saying, even describing yourself, like some hitters do not hit the ball on that part of the bat.
I need a real bat.
Yeah.
I like the shape of a tapered bat. Like I hit the ball right on the sweet spot of a tapered bat.
Yeah.
I don't want a torpedo bat.
I think based on where we've seen him hit the ball so far in this season, I think actually Christian Campbell would benefit hugely from a torpedo bat. But I guess as they become more popular, I will be curious about like offensively, where does baseball trend from here?
Right.
If we see a serious uptick where like, you know, every game there's like 5 home runs from a team, or, you know, just like scoring just like
video game numbers.
Scoring just balloons. Then like, okay, then I think we got to have a conversation.
Yeah, it's less fun at that point
because maybe not. Yeah, as boring as like it was in 2022 and 2021 when like it was all about like pitchers had spin rate and just everyone was striking out.
Right.
And, you know, and that was like no fun. Like I also don't think it's very fun to like watch a team.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, I'm biased. Like when the Red Sox do it, sometimes it's like, oh, it's pretty, you know, fun. But it's not what's fun and what I like as a fan and what I think is good for the sport are like very rarely the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I do think, like, I guess I'm curious what your thought would be if Max Scherzer went in front of a camera tomorrow and said they can have their tapered bats, but we want our sticky stuff
I was
back.
just about to say that. So here's like my like fucked up brain. Let's just make it all legal. Juice balls, torpedo bats, spider tack, make it all legal. Let's have some fucking video game ass seasons.
I do think like if the ball really starts like flying off torpedo bats, like maybe we do dead in the ball.
Yeah, something will change.
But I'm like, maybe we do bring back sticky stuff. Like I don't know. I don't.
But here's the thing: we're seeing like such interesting numbers with the torpedo bats because Francisco Lindor is using one. He's like literally 1 for 20 on the season,
right?
And that hit was like a dinky like infield single.
Yeah.
So it's not. And like Volpe did hit a home run with it, but also what are his actual numbers? Is he Chisholm is the guy that I'm like, oh my god, he's like fucking mashing with this thing.
Oh yeah, Anthony Volpe has got a 200 average.
Yeah, man, that's the thing. It's like. It's a story, and it's actually really good for baseball.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how the Astros cheating was weirdly good for baseball because everyone was talking about baseball for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Like people that I knew, my friends that like weren't baseball fans when we were living together, they're like, dude, fuck the Astros. We got to watch the Astros game. Fuck them.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, dude, baseball. Hell yeah. But
dude, wait, hang on. So can we talk about how like, is Carlos Rodon washed?
I think he's just never been the same since his injury.
His stat line tonight, 6 innings.
Did they win?
3 hits. No, their bullpen imploded.
Oof.
6 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, but all of them earned, 4 walks.
So he gave up a lot of He gave up a lot of walks and a couple home runs.
Yeah. Volpe did hit a 3-run home run.
I mean, major league players will hit home runs. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's but I don't know. Case in point, though, it's like if he's hitting 200, it's not like it's like changing his life, you know?
Right.
And again, Bregman used it today, and he had a nice hit, and then also grounded out, and also struck out, and also I think flew out was his last one. So like,
yeah. Did you see the this is like slightly different on Baseball Savant, the new feature where you can see like where players' feet are when
that's cool.
So it's like a batting stance tracker where you can see a player's feet when they step in the box, where they move their feet when they start to swing, and where their feet are when the ball reaches the bat. And it's pretty interesting. Rafi, of course, has the like
oh my god, it's so his are weird too because if you look at his feet, they're really close together. They're just wide. So like they're not even shoulder width apart.
Yeah.
Something needs to. So this is the last point about the torpedo bats that I want to make.
Mm-hmm.
Guys that rake, stop fucking with your swing. Stop fucking with your batting stance. Don't fuck with your bat. If of course Aaron Judge isn't using one. The guy hit 59 home runs last year, 58 home runs, and it does Bregman. I'm like, yo, cuz you don't need a torpedo bat. You hit really well without a torpedo bat. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Judge's mechanics have really changed.
It's been the same. He did used to have a leg kick, and now he kind of just has a leg lift. But it's been roughly his swing has been the same pretty much for his whole career.
Man, he is just so impressive to watch.
To me, he's the best hitter in the AL. I mean, he's fucking crazy.
It's insane. But
so that's I just think
that makes sense.
Guys, even in the team I'm on, we see it's a guy has one bad game, he goes 0 for 4, and he's like, "Oh, my batting stance." I'm like, "Bro, you had a bad game. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to change your stance. You don't have to start swinging open." Devers has been such a swing tweaker throughout his career. I mean, I watched the video of the Chapman home run that he hit in 2017. So is that 17 or 16? 2017, I think.
Devers wasn't up in 16.
So 17. Bro, he didn't even he was a no-stride hitter. Now he has this big leg kick and he's really open. Stop tweaking your shit if it's working,
No, I agree.
So that's that, I don't have a problem with it. I think it's fine. I think, like you said, if it goes crazy and people start hitting 12 homers a game, they'll do something about it. But I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I think it'll be pretty normal because hitting a baseball, it takes a lot to make hitting a baseball easy.
That's the main thing, again, is just the pitchers have an advantage. So it's so I want to discuss something interesting. I want to add a segment to our show here.
Let's go for it.
Let's call it Hot or Not.
Okay.
I want the biggest not player of each week and the biggest hot player of each week. So it can be it doesn't have to be a Red Sox. It can be anyone. But basically just who's your biggest shock flop of the week and your biggest surprising, whoa, this guy really showed up, and all around Major League Baseball. I put you on the spot. We didn't discuss this before.
I mean, I gotta say, the flop is Devers.
Sure.
With the 2 hits today.
It's bad, yeah. That's the right answer.
Yeah, Casas is probably pretty close behind him. I mean, hot is gonna, I think, it is Christian Campbell or Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Those guys have both
destroyed.
Been on fire.
Yeah. Okay, I got an inch. I started this segment, I planned it preemptively because I wanted to talk about the specific player. Chris Bryant.
Wait, okay. I don't know what Chris Bryant's been up to this week.
It's a not.
Okay.
What's going on with Chris Bryant?
What's his line right now?
He's like Devers. I think he's 0 for 15 right now.
Okay.
What the fuck happened to Chris Bryant? And he's hitting in Colorado.
I don't know, man.
What's going on? That guy he won Rookie of the Year and MVP in 2 back-to-back seasons. I'm shocked. I mean, it's weird. Those Cubs guys. I saw Rizzo is about to get a contract.
With who?
Look it up. I just saw that he was going to get signed, and I can't remember by who. So there's a 2-way tie here for my not. I'm going to give you my hot and then give you my second hot. So Chris Bryant's number 1. Chris Bryant, get it together, buddy. You look like a minor league player.
Oh, the Cardinals are going to sign Rizzo.
Oof, tough. My hot is Nolan Arenado.
Okay.
Because I saw him absolutely tee off on a ball. I have no idea what his other numbers are, but I think it's funny that so many people are like, he's done, he's washed. And just to see him still have that in him was pretty cool. I was like, all right.
Yeah. Oh, I think I know who your second flop is going to be.
Mr. Jurickson Profar.
Yeah.
Which we have to talk about that.
I guess when I saw the news about that, I was like, oh, we're still doing PEDs?
So he, and also,
we're still doing steroids? What?
Here's the interesting thing. This opens up a bigger conversation that I was having with my buddy from the team. So Profar tested positive not for a performance-enhancing drug, but for a masking agent that establishes your natural testosterone cycle after a steroid cycle.
Right. So I mean so by having it in his system,
he was clearly taking steroids.
Yeah.
Which means he was juiced last year. There's no way that you would take you don't take a steroid cycle for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So he was juiced probably toward the end of last year.
It feels likely that was the case.
Yeah, and got away with it because he put up some crazy numbers last year. The Players Association
Mm-hmm.
has a lot of power. I think sometimes too much power. I'm obviously pro players, fuck the owners, but I think Tony Clark has way too much power because when you get popped for PEDs, you should lose at least a part of your contract. He's going to make that huge contract that he got all guaranteed. Like they can't, there's nothing that he's going to get all of it.
He still gets paid
Yeah.
even for like the 80 games that he's been suspended?
Yes.
Well, yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
How's that right?
Yeah.
It opens up a bigger conversation. Like you should be able to void a contract with someone like that because now the Braves are fucked. They gave him all this. I mean, they have Verdugo now, I guess, as their backup, but like, which like, what a great situation for Verdugo to walk into. He's like, holy shit, 10 weeks ago, I was like, thought I was done with baseball. And now I'm going to be a starting outfielder again. But, you should not, I want to make sure 100%. My buddy was telling me that like he's getting all of his money for sure, but you should absolutely be able to void a player's contract if they test positive for PEDs.
Yeah, I don't I don't disagree with that. I mean, I think you should be able to avoid a contract if like they get arrested and are convicted of a crime. Like I mean, actually, I maybe you can't. Maybe that is allowed.
I don't know though, because I was looking up on that note Roberto Osuna the other day, who had the domestic assault.
Yeah.
I think he got paid. I don't think anything happened to him. Like it seems not right.
If anyone knows the answer to this question, please subscribe and then get in the comments.
I'm reading about Profar right now.
Oh shit! Ohtani
hits
just hit a walk-off
home run. Bro,
dude,
the Dodgers are 8-0. So that was like the last thing that wasn't on our list that I wanted to talk about. But like the Dodgers are about to break this record. Like, oh my god, first pitch.
That's actually also an insane pitch for him to get to. It like literally. It from a righty, it's like on the outside part of the plate away from Ohtani, a lefty.
And that's Raisel Iglesias.
And
that's
he
heat.
Took that like pretty much left center.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oppo.
Yeah.
I mean, he's built different. Third homer of the season.
When is he going to pitch this year?
I think mid-season. Okay. I think they're saying he's going to pitch.
Still like kind of
He's been throwing, but like flat ground. Like he's not. I don't think he's done a lot of like live pitching.
Yeah.
Wow, crazy as shit, unbelievable. But anyway, yeah, I don't know for sure, and I will fact check that and corroborate it next week. But either way, whether or not you lose some of your contract or not, if you're a front office, you should be able to say like, hey, you're dropped, bro. Like I am not paying this contract, because he kind of swindled the Braves, dude. Like,
yeah,
it's like, yo, give me that money and then I'm out of here, dog.
Yeah, and I just honestly, I don't have any like thing to add. I think you're on it. Like I think that makes sense. It does kind of explain Profar a little bit because like,
dude, his numbers made no sense last year. Yeah.
I mean, he was like he was fine before San Diego last year.
He was okay.
But the numbers last year was like he blew up.
Yeah, he had kind of a Brady Anderson, like just out of nowhere, like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's hard to know too because he could have just juiced this offseason, but I think, is it him? I think he had something like this in the minors too. I feel like I vaguely remember his name having a PED thing before. So if this is his second time, it's like, dude, fuck you. Like, fuck that.
Well, I think I think the rule is that if it's your second time, you're banned for a whole season.
Okay, so this is his first time, but I don't know if in the minors if that makes any difference. I could be thinking of somebody else, but it's just like, dude, can we move past the steroids now? Come on, guys. Yeah. Like, they're gonna catch you every time.
It's 2025.
They're gonna catch you. So the interesting thing though is, do you think he was just taking it in this offseason, or do you think some of last year? Like, do you think he got away with it last year too because of the balloon in his numbers? He's in his 30s. It's not like he's like 25. He's not a spring chicken, you know.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not. I don't know if I'm comfortable saying that I feel like for sure he was juicing last year, but I at this point I wouldn't.
It's hard to imagine he wasn't. I would say.
Yeah.
It's a shame, dude.
It sucks.
It's really sad for baseball. I mean, that's just not a story anybody wants to talk about. And what a fucking dumbass, dude. What are you doing? Come on, bro. They're going to catch you.
Yeah. Did you see, I mean, the Padres extended Jackson Merrill?
Yes. The three Jacksons, the rookie Jacksons.
I did not see what the contract was for that, but...
Actually, I think they're kind of gearing up to be competitive in the next few years.
Oh, this is actually this was a big day for extension. So Jackson Merrill got a 9-year, $135 million deal. And then the Diamondbacks extended Ketel Marte to a 6-year,
Dude,
$116 million
he's
deal.
like, I think I mentioned him on the podcast last time.
Yeah.
He's like one of my favorite players in baseball. He's so underrated. That guy is such a fucking stud.
Yeah.
He's so sick, dude. He plays a mean second base. He hits dingers. He can run the bases. He had that crazy hitting streak in the postseason. Like, I love Ketel Marte. Good for him.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess that's kind of it. I mean, it sucks to end on a steroid thing, but
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, what other, like, if anything, what other Sox stuff there is.
I mean, I definitely think by the time we record next week, we'd love to be above 500. Let's wrap on this. Like, from what you've seen so far in the AL East, what has intrigued you? Obviously, the Yankees are hitting like crazy.
Yeah, the Yankees are, their offenses so far pretty good. I definitely think that their pitching is
it's weak.
Yeah.
Their bullpen, I think, is quite weak.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be kind of curious to see, like, I mean, we don't play them until, like, June.
Yeah, it's a while.
But I'll be curious to see, like, how our teams stack up because, or at least how our pitching staff is able to handle their offense.
Yeah.
That's going to be, I think, really interesting. I would need to take a closer look at, like, what types of pitches the Yankees are hitting well. But I really look forward to seeing Garrett Crochet and Aaron Judge.
Yeah, it's a cool matchup. You know what's so funny is that, like, the Red Sox have such a quintessential Red Sox team this year.
Yeah.
They're young, they're scrappy, like they kind of like they steal a lot of bases. I feel like they hit, like, we haven't seen a ton of like home runs. We've seen a lot of doubles, a lot of like, you know, and the Yankees are kind of the quintessential Yankees. They're the Bronx Bombers. Like, they have big Aaron Judge and, you know.
Oh, this is totally random, but I thought this was really weird. In our second game against the Rangers, we wore our red alternates.
Oh yeah.
And because we normally wear them at home, like there are no names on the back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was
I like it.
I think it was a mistake to retire the blue alternates.
I love the blues.
But
I do like no names on the back though, because you're playing. I love the like you're playing for a team mentality. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I hated those Rangers white jerseys with the black pants.
Oh, the City Connects.
The fuck were those black softball looking ass pants? I was watching that at a friend's house, like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, dude, I want to know what our new City Connect uniform looks like. I know that it's gonna be green. It's gonna have something to do with the green monster, whatever.
Are they done with the yellow?
No, the yellow is like in the rotation, just like.
I love the yellow, man. I still have it. I love
fine.
it. They play well in the yellow jersey.
I know, that's the thing. That's the thing is that like they do play well in the yellow. But
I was gonna say one last thing. We were talking about the Yankees.
Oh, I mean the other teams. I mean the Orioles are.
I think we're evenly matched with the O's.
Yeah. The O's have really excellent defense. I mean Cedric Mullins made a really great play today.
Yeah, he did.
I haven't really looked at the Rays or the Rangers. I mean Rangers, the Blue Jays. Yeah.
The Blue Jays lost their opening series. Can you look at the division just real quick?
Yeah.
Let's end on that because I can't remember anything.
Okay, so actually the Blue Jays are in first. They're 5-2. Then Tampa is 4-2.
Oh.
New York is 3-2. Baltimore is 3-3, and we're 2-4. So
we're done. Season's over.
Yeah, we I do think it's important that we beat Baltimore tomorrow. It's important that we win that series, and then it is important that we at the bare minimum take 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think you want to sweep that.
I mean,
it is
ideally.
so. I can't overstate this enough how important it is to win late game or early games in the season. Like I don't fucking care what month it is. Win the damn games. Like don't go to St. Louis or have them come to you. More importantly, and leave empty-handed.
Yeah,
it's just not good.
The entire AL Central is 2-4.
Interesting. Do you see Jonathan India get nailed in the face?
No.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He got nailed in the face with a fastball by Emmanuel Clase.
Oh, actually, wait. I heard about this.
He cussed him out. It was an accident.
Wait,
but
India Clase.
Yeah, he's like, fuck. Like
I mean, dude, fucking, I would. Yeah. If I got hit in the face by a 100-mile-an-hour like ball, dude, I'd be like, you owe me a car.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
You fucking like. You're paying rent for me for like
It was scary though. I mean,
Yeah,
that's just
it's
really
fucking terrifying.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I remember that like a couple of years ago, where like I think he was on the Mets that year. Kevin Pillar got just drilled in the face.
Yeah.
And it was so scary. I mean, this is where I kind of have a problem with all the high velo shit. Is like this was actually gonna really hurt somebody.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons why I have a hard time cheering for Chapman, because he's been thrown at people's heads at 100 miles an hour.
What else? Yeah, the fact that Atlanta's 0-7 is rough. San Diego is also 7-0.
Yeah, I mean I think the NL West is what's Arizona?
4-2.
I think the NL West is the best division. In
Colorado's
baseball.
1-4.
Oh, Chris Bryant, where are you?
Yeah, so wait, the Dodgers have the longest winning streak.
So the Braves are now 0-8 and the Dodgers are now 8-0 because this just ended.
Right. You're right.
Bro, that's crazy.
Let's see. The 1933 Yankees were 7-0 after their winning the World Series. But I want to know, like, what did they do that year?
Which year?
1933.
Anything before like the 50s, I have no fucking clue.
They did not. They came in second. They did not make the playoffs. Oh, hey, it's Nomar.
Nomar Garcia Parra.
But either way, like, this is a really good place for the Red Sox to be in. And I think, like, I don't know if this is something that came top down from ownership, or if this was Craig Braslow's philosophy in here. But the fact that we're coming in to this season and we're not repeating the mistakes of the past, cough, Mookie, cough, where we let young talent slip away. Like, this is the right approach. I mean, taking a page out of the Braves playbook, I'm very happy about it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
okay,
agree.
cool. I'm not like, in theory, we don't have to worry about the Red Sox having to do this again for a while.
Yeah.
In theory, fingers crossed. And I think that's great. I think it's smart. Now we got to go win some games.
Yeah, we got to win some games in a tough division. So
yeah, I mean, it's cool that we're acting like a team that wins.
Yeah.
Even if we're like, if 6 games into the season we're not.
No, I think we look confident.
Yeah.
I'd rather be too aggressive than not aggressive enough. Stop fucking being stupid on the bases.
Yeah, guys, seriously.
That's the main thing. Stop being stupid on the bases.
Unless your name is Jaron Duran.
Don't take a 4-foot.
Ceddanne Rafaela.
Yeah. Don't take a 4 shuffle lead off of first.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I feel like it's a good place to be, but we'll have to see. I mean, there's some winnable games in the immediate future that need to be capitalized on, and you know, let's see what the turnaround from that looks like.
Really cool to see Bregman and Campbell, at least, but Bregman in particular, to see at Fenway.
Oh, I can't wait.
I mean, seeing him in a home jersey is going to be really cool.
Clean.
And seeing, I hope he just knocks one right over the monster. That'd be really fucking, that'd be really sick. But as always, guys, thanks for listening.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and hopefully TikTok soon.
Look out for my weird TikToks that'll be coming.
Yeah, Instagram will be at Not From Boston Pod. And follow us on Substack. And I think we also now are on YouTube. I set that up today or the other day. So yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys next week.
We'll see you next week.
And go Sox.
Go Sox.